Yeah, that's why they closed it because they were working on another project.
Yikes. What's it called?
Penguin something. It was very, very
Club
similar to Club Penguin.
Club Penguin
Penguin's a
2?
new club.
No, it was actually Penguin Club.
Penguin Club.
I'm fucking with you. It's not
Oh
really
my
legit.
god. No, I mean that's just funny regard.
Oh, thank you.
Oh man. Okay. What's up guys? Welcome to the podcast.
No, that's not how we start this. What's up,
That's
YouTube?
exactly.
It's your boy
Wait.
Joe coming at you with the team Cardboard Cravings. We got Drew and Dorian in the house. What's up, guys?
Yeah.
What's
I've entered the
up?
Discord call like 3 times, and I've used that intro every time. So I'm gonna do it on the podcast too. This is Joe. I already said that. Woo!
What episode is this? Is this episode 5? Yeah, it's
I don't know.
episode 5.
There's one you never published, so
It did. It's
depends
coming
on.
out tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow.
Oh,
Episode 4
that's
comes
good.
out tomorrow, but this won't come out for like a week. So
Did you guys do the pack opening today?
yeah, yeah.
How
You guys
was
want to just go? Okay, we'll just go through a bunch of shit. So today, Cody came over at like 11 and opened a case of Duel Overload.
Ooh.
How was
I
it?
it was pretty okay. I liked every card. I'm actually currently playing with cards that
Did
I
you get
took from
any
him.
hero stuff?
Okay, so can you detail me the hero cards because as far as he opened, it was one
Yeah,
And
just
it-
one.
and it's not expensive.
No.
so,
I
like,
was just wondering the ratios.
he opened
curious.
one.
Only
One
one.
single one.
Jesus Christ, Konami.
He also opened one single sign it mining.
Wow.
Yeah.
Plus the hero stuff is somehow short printed. That's what I was
But he
wondering.
but he did pull like 2 play sets of Salmagrid Almirage.
Okay.
He also pulled he pulled okay, so
How
the
many
big
needle fire
so the big hitters, the big hitter links are like Needle Fiber, Union Hanger,
plant?
or Union Carrier and the Predaplant one. He pulled 2 of each.
Yeah.
He also pulled
Oh,
3 imperms. So he has a play set of
Oh
imperms.
wow. Okay. Okay.
Some
he-
like box to box, it was like he would like neg and then plus or neg and then like double plus. So like
Hmm.
it was very even split. Even the big cards, he actually in the whole case, which I'm curious about your case, Drew, because I need a bigger sample size. The big cards, they're all worth like 2 to 3 USD each as well.
Interesting.
And he got 2 full play sets each. So it's in a case there's 12 boxes, and you get 1 in each, right? So if there's 6 cards, he got 2 of each card of the big card, which to me was like, oh, they evenly split that because like we kind of shuffled it when we emptied all the boxes out first and then did all the packs after.
Yep.
And even a better idea right now is I think like Sam goes live in the next like hour or so with his like case cracking or whatever
Yep.
on his stream. So like I'll probably be able to pop in on that. But but yeah, it seemed pretty okay.
So the money cards look like Needle Fiber, Predaplant, Imperm, Phantasme, Union Carrier, Signet Mining.
The hero card because it's gonna spike in like a month for no good reason, like every short printed one of in a pack does.
Yeah, so
Especially you.
essentially, like I basically pulled it up to calculate his total, and it was pretty okay. Like he plussed a little. Like I think if you Drew, if you pull like the exact same amount, I would just love to know. And of course we have cards that'll go up and down, right? Like things that saw short printing was like Union Carrier. Like if we opened it in reverse, we would have opened like we didn't see Anima. He only pulled 2. And he pulled 1 Celine, and we didn't pull those until the very end. But we pulled like
So
Union
Lee's gonna be a winning
Carrier.
card, isn't it?
It's like I mean it's $6. Like it should be right. Like but mining is like it's going down. It's $1 down. But like there's stores right now on TCG Player that have like they're showing 59 and 45. Like these are people who cracked like unbelievable amounts of cases. So like essentially.
Have overall prices gone down since there's been no locals or regionals?
I haven't looked at any pricing since then, but this doesn't look like premium market pricing.
Okay, so
Like-
you would imagine if Cody holds on to it, and let's pretend.
Yeah, I think you can gain. I think you can gain value simply because no one's playing the game right now. That's why the prices are low.
I'd say
Yeah.
No one
30%.
can play the game.
I'd say at least 30%. I wouldn't say like anything higher. I wouldn't say like double. Right? Like Signet Mining
Yeah.
isn't going higher than 30.
That's fine, but I think silent mining could hit 40. Like for
The
example,
ultras?
if yes, if for example, if there's one per case, as we're
And the
saying,
list. Yeah.
And but we don't know what happens with the new master rule.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like that is the only time I'll believe you on sign up mining going higher than 30.
That's
It'd be
fine.
like
That's
if Needle Fiber
okay,
comes
so-
out and we just like fuck around and they bring locals back, and then like 3 weeks after locals are back, they're like, here's the new ban list, Needle Fiber at 0. And you're just like, oh wow, thanks Konami. Like, what are you gonna do?
But the truth of the matter is, they've already said locals is not coming back before the new list or before the new master rule.
Yeah, of course. Like
So
we're
it
2
doesn't
weeks
even
away.
matter.
Right, agreed. There were cards he didn't even pull. I looked at the entire set, and there were cards that we didn't even get in the case, and they're not
Such as?
like the I'm trying to pull it up right now. The like, it's a link to the Condemned Dark Lord, the Dark Lord link. Like he didn't get any, not a single one. He also didn't pull the spell, the world premiere spell or whatever, the Floodgate.
What's this
He pulled-
floodgate?
It's like a if you special summon,
Bad
they special
DRM
summon.
or something like that. That's how I remember it.
Yeah, it's like if you control an extra deck monster, they can't control one, or like you can only control one at a time if both of you control one or some shit like that. He pulled one terraforming ultra. So one
Damn, highest
terraforming.
rarity.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it was one infernal devicer. We pulled like 4 Strombergs. I didn't even know Stromberg was in there. I'm so happy because he let me borrow them. I'm like, fuck, now I have everything. Tons of Dynamiscus, tons of Simorgs. All of these, the Malefic shit is just like spewing, okay? Like it was just disgusting. Every pack had like 2 Malefic cards in it.
Of course. It's their filler shit.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the World Premiere spell. I'm looking through it on the podcast thing. So, the Starving Venom, Venomy Lethal Dose Dragon. So if Pendulum ever does survive, then we have a super poly target. Hollow Giants is what it's called. This spell.
Oh yeah.
Activate this card only if both players control a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck. Negate the effects of face-up monsters special summoned from the extra deck. If a monster is destroyed by battle involving 2 monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck, send this card to the graveyard. Also, the player who's controlled the destroyed monsters takes 1,000 damage.
Man, you know what I realized just sucks dick? Imagine being John Moore and like everyone in the world who's a content creator is popping off right now because everyone's watching their shit because there's nothing else to do, and you're streaming on something or you're playing a game that literally the community's been shut down.
Yep.
Wait, what was shut down?
Local.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, like
His whole
Oh.
thing is market pricing, and nobody wants to buy cards right now.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently people are buying cards because the GN folks have been there like fucking all night. I was talking to Sosa, who's at GN last night at like 1 a.m. shipping orders. For
yeah,
Magic.
people are buying.
I think that people are buying cards right now because prices are low.
Well,
Or
Magic
they-
is fine. Magic is completely normal. Like, they don't give a fuck. And Wizards is still producing all of their stuff. They have new Commander stuff coming out, like, next week. Like, Luke is my buddy Luke, who, like, actively follows Magic and plays. Like, I've played more Magic than I played Yu-Gi-Oh! In the last 2 weeks because he's in my building and I just went to his house and played.
I mean, in fairness, I've also played more Magic than Yu-Gi-Oh! Over the last 2 weeks because I haven't played any of either.
There you go.
I literally haven't touched my deck. I don't even know if it's unsighted from the last. Oh no, it is unsighted because I got a buy in the last round.
I
But,
actually opened up my deck today for the first time since like that last tournament.
Who ended up winning that? It was the case tournament, right?
I don't know.
What do you mean you were in top 4? You didn't stay for final.
I don't remember. It's a blur.
No one posted anything. This is why
Yeah.
I give Ray shit sometimes because I'm like, where's the post?
Yeah, I didn't stay. No, I didn't stay because it was Jesse and Alec, right? So I think Jesse won.
Probably. Because then Ray said he was going to do a tournament the next weekend and never did.
Well,
But I mean, doesn't it also happened to shut down because of the virus? But
yeah.
Okay, well, for those who don't know or are completely unaware, Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't exist anymore and the world has ended. You are listening to this podcast purely because you have nothing left to watch or listen to, and you are either currently playing with your cards or doing something else entirely. So thank you for enjoying this quality content.
Quality.
Premium.
was it Mark
quality.
the other day that was messaging the group chat, "Hey guys, can you film a podcast? Because I literally just need something to listen to, please and thank."
Yep.
Pick
Yeah.
up Destiny. Well.
Yo, I picked up Pokemon Sword. Stop this. I'm shiny
Dude,
hunting as we speak.
Dude, I can't even play my Switch because my girlfriend is playing Stardew Valley. And tomorrow I'm getting up at like 10 to go get Animal Crossing.
Why
for
would
her
you get up and go get it and not just download it?
because a buddy of mine put it on hold, and we know we need the physical in case she ever gets another Switch, and then
That's
she
fair.
loses like
That's
her whole thing.
Here's
And
the thing
like,
I was thinking about with respect to Switch games. Sorry to interrupt you,
no, that's okay.
but um, like we play our locals a lot at A&C Games, which is actually primarily a vintage video game store and a very cool one at that. But I've realized how expensive old cartridges are.
Hmm.
Yep.
So if you buy the game online, are you missing out on the opportunity to sell that game back 20 years down
Joe,
the road?
Joe, are you really missing out on an opportunity to sell back a thing 20 years from now?
Well, okay, for example, I bought Smash Brothers. Like Smash Brothers Melee now is worth $100. It's worth $80 for
Yeah,
the disc,
it's
Canadian.
still it is still absolutely worth that money, but that's different. It's also a pro sport.
That's fine. But for example, if you bought Smash Brothers Ultimate and you didn't get the cartridge,
Hmm.
80 years down the line or 20 years down the line, it still might be worth $80, if not more.
Yeah, yeah, but like you
You
Yeah,
also
miss
it's
out on
much
that
you have
better
to
to buy
opportunity.
the physical copy is always better because Nintendo games retain their value.
specifically
Yes.
Nintendo games are the premium AAA Nintendo games retain their value. Other games don't, and like we might see that's ironic because you can buy an Xbox that doesn't have a slot for Xbox games, which makes that disc worthless. You know what I mean? So like if we move into a future where you can't use the console and you also need the console, you also have to keep your console in like pristine condition that it will survive
Yeah.
that time. Right?
There
Yeah.
are
That was the
also just
problem.
collectors that want like
Yeah.
there are also just collectors that simply want it because they collect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's somebody that went to A&C the last time I was there. Earlier that day, had like I went to the shelf where they had the GameCube games and they had like Smash Bros and Fire Emblem and all that good stuff, like the expensive shelf,
Hmm.
and it was just like empty. And I look at the guys because I've gotten to know them at this point. I was like, hey guys, like, what the hell happened to all your games? Did you get bought out? And they're like, yeah, some guy came in, traded in $10,000 of Magic cards, and basically bought us out of video games. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, cool.
So when I popped in that other night, this is like super surreal, and I'm probably like not busting on this, but I popped in the other night and I came to like see you guys because I was having dinner downtown,
Yeah,
and I
this is
saw
like
a
2.5
guy.
weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I saw a guy there who was behind the counter in like the main area,
Yeah,
who was talking to like I guess one of the employees there.
yeah.
But when I was working for Game Shack, he was there and he like was teaching me stuff. And then I saw him here at ANC and I was like, "Huh, that's weird." But he didn't recognize me. And then I was like, "This is so weird to see him in another game store doing things, especially behind the counter because at Game Shack, we had no idea. Like I knew he told me he had another job that was at an insurance firm, but he didn't tell me he worked at ANC. So,
I mean, it's possible he doesn't work at ANC.
but like, then why was he like allowed to be behind the counter and like chatting about stuff, right? Like, that's the
I
weird part
know
to me.
he might have like used to work at ANC or something, because I think there's a lot of people like if
Who
you
just
used to
like,
work there, I think you just stay connected at that
yeah,
store.
you're just like family friends, I guess.
Like I know a lot of them. I think they have like a staff and former staff Dungeons and Dragons night.
Hmm.
Um,
That's
so
cute.
it's possible that they just stay connected with their friends. The
Yeah, that
same way
makes
there's like
sense.
people at Game Nation who sometimes go behind the counter that aren't staff. A lot of them are former
Sometimes
staff.
you're not allowed to
Mhm.
anymore, as I was told recently,
I
because
mean,
Ray appointed Nock to be higher than him, so Nock is now giving rules, and I, who was once allowed behind the counter, am not.
sad times.
Yeah, it was very upsetting. Um, but yeah, no, it's interesting. I don't care about keeping physical games because, like my cards, I just know that when I need it, I buy it. I don't care about the saving the $80 because like it's just not that valuable to me.
That's fair.
There are people who do, and they're like, all power to them. Like to this day, if I could and like had the expendable income to truly the one day of the year when I want a GameCube and Sonic Adventure Battle 2, so I can play it for like 3 days and then not
Oh,
play it anymore,
God, what a great game!
right?
What
I
a
would do that.
fantastic game.
But I totally do not want like every other day of the year, 364 days of the year. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm not gonna pay. I don't want to spend that money. I don't want to have a GameCube. I don't want to find that game and like pay the $80 that it currently is still worth, or that was higher than what games used to be, right? Like Melee used to be $50, and now it's probably like $100. So
Yep.
that's lame. So yeah, so to the example, I only bought Pokemon Sword and Shield because I got a double copy for me and my friend. But Smash, like the new Smash, I was like, I don't need a I don't need a disc. I'll say disc. I don't need a cartridge because I knew all my friends were gonna get it as well, so I just downloaded directly to the console. And
That's fair.
like to your point, yes, getting a download is objectively 100 million% better for me because like I don't have to go to the store. I'm a big like efficiency like I just get it now, right? Like imagine this weekend album that's coming out in like 3 hours. If I had to go to a store to get it, I would lose my mind,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm so happy that it's already pre-downloaded at midnight. I'm gonna listen to it and enjoy it, and that's it. Even
Wait,
tomorrow,
you
it's
guys
more.
dropping an album today?
Yeah, the after hours album comes out tonight at midnight.
Cool.
Um, it comes out like Friday, but it's tonight at midnight. So yeah. So like, reasonably speaking, like the only real reason I'm picking up physical was because of Nintendo's bullshit. If Nintendo was like, yeah, whatever you download to your account, if you just like sign into another Switch, you can download it like all the other consoles. But they don't want you to game share and like lie, so you can't. Right? Or else you could just say like, I could just download Sword, and when I'm not playing it, you could just download my account and play it.
Fair.
But apparently not. And they were like, yeah, even save files don't work. So like, even if we get a physical copy of the game, it doesn't save on the cartridge like the mobile games used to, like the old Game Boy games, right? Like where you could go, like I've definitely bought a 3DS and went and repurchased someone's used Soul Silver and then put it in before I even like restarted the game and was like, oh, what did they have? Oh, Poke Rust and like all this other shit.
Okay, but
Yeah, I
in
remember
fairness,
this.
in fairness, GameCube games were often saved on the memory card, even though you had the physical copy of the game.
True, yeah. So like real consoles like had like even I remember you had to buy the memory card, right? Like PS2 and the GameCube had that, and if you didn't have a memory card, you didn't have like certain characters unlocked and shit. Like that makes sense. But with this, it's like, yeah, the console keeps it on the console, not on the cartridge. So like this is a Game Boy, but it's not really a Game Boy. And so it's like in this case, if it doesn't keep it on the cartridge, but it keeps it on the console, then like I should be able to move the save file. No, you can't move the save file. Okay, so then if I'm downloading a game, it treats the download of the game like the save file, where it's on that console forever. Like if my Switch smashes into pieces right now, I lose Smash, I lose all those other games that I have installed, like not mobile. The only physical game I have is like Sonic Forces and Pokemon Sword. But I own like Mario Party digitally, I own Mario Kart digitally, I own like
As of tomorrow, you want Animal Crossing too?
yeah, I'll have Animal Crossing physically. And so like that wasn't a big deal. I have a friend who like not a friend, I have a half brother who works at EB Games, and I was like we were going to pre-order a physical copy at the Yorkdale one, and then we went and they were like, yeah, we're already sold out of all the pre-orders. And I was like, oh, oops. And then I asked my friend, and he was like, yeah, we totally have pre-orders. And I was like, if you can pre-order me a copy and I can pick it up Friday, that'd be dope. And that was it. And it's like, if
early?
no, reviewers had it, but like no one has it yet. And I didn't reach out to the few connections that I have that I could have gotten it early from, just because like it's been a while and I don't know if they're gonna remember me much, and I didn't want to try.
That's fair.
There used to be I can just say it. There used to be a there used to be like a vintage game store similar to ANC called Gamerama.
Yeah,
And it used to-
that was the place I used to get mine too.
Yeah, I used to go buy Double Dragons 2 every year, which was just Call of Duty a week early. Me and like 8 of my friends.
I used to do the same. I literally used to do the same.
Yeah.
That place was
So
like
like
Young and Egg, right?
yep.
Yeah.
So I think it
used to
still
do the same,
exists,
though.
but I just haven't gone by since like Modern Warfare 3. So it's been like a whole thing. But yeah,
Nice.
What
That's
are you doing here?
hilarious. I used to do that.
what are you doing here? This man thought he could just
Yeah.
enter and mute himself.
Do we have a lurker?
Dude,
It's okay. Lurkers
It's-
keep the Twitch chat going. We love you, Quig. Muted.
I mean,
Oh,
you could
who is
be
he?
here. Oh, he's trying to figure it out.
Definitely too.
No, he's trying to
Oh,
be
he's
here.
okay.
He's trying to be here. Do you want to be on this podcast or not?
No, I gotta do work.
Okay, well.
Okay.
Are you just saying hi?
Yeah, I didn't. You guys aren't starting for like half hour, right?
No, we already
we-
started. We're in the podcast right now. You can say hi. I'll keep this in.
Oh, okay.
What's
Oh,
up?
he's back.
It's your boy Quake TV, and
I'm so happy that's the intro you used.
You're such a pleb, dude. All right, thanks for coming by.
I mean, he can listen. He can lurk.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
He can't stop himself though. Even if he's working, I know he's gonna speak.
So what have you been doing in your self-isolation there, Dorian?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Okay, so I'll give you guys the rundown. Okay, I have to make this less personal, but decently personal enough. Okay. So March 4th, my dad and my stepmom went to Barbados. Um, period. So, my dad has a dog that's 2 years old. My dad lives across the hall from me. So, like, if you imagine an apartment building, like my apartment is across the hall, like the door
Why are
outside
we
of your door.
imagining them? Probably you live across the hall in the apartment building.
I don't know. I guess it's hard. Some people don't like. Even Cody came by and he's like, "Wait, so it really is like the apartment across the hall?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I just didn't know." And I'm like, "I told everyone I was across the hall." And he's like, "Yeah, but I didn't know it was like literally like the door. Like I open my door and I can like walk straight and it's into my old apartment, where I used to live with my dad." So my dad still lives there. He's got a dog. I've been dog sitting. So even after this podcast, I'm gonna go over there and just like live there. So I've been spending the last night for the last 20 days, and they come back tomorrow. So I'm officially home tomorrow. But yeah. So on top of everything that's been going on in the world, my parents are coming back tomorrow from Barbados, which means they'll be on self quarantine. So aside from like getting groceries and just hanging out, I've been trying to play League of Legends as best as possible. I don't play anything else or do anything else other than play League of Legends and like edit some videos and like help do other random things that prepare for the apocalypse. So that's been pretty much what I've been doing.
Solid, solid.
What have you been up to? As someone who might be
Uh,
working from home?
I am working from home. I actually kind of got distracted there because I got an email about work. So I work at a bank, and the way this bank is operating at the moment, which is kind of because they have to, is no one's allowed to go into the office. And because
Mhm.
no one's allowed to go into the office, if we want to use servers or if we want to use even like the way we save our documents on a computer, we're supposed to be hooked up to the network to be able to download them.
Mhm.
Right? We're not supposed to have anything saved to the actual computer, which means we have to VPN into the CIBC servers.
Mhm.
Oops, I just said what company I work at. Whatever.
It's okay. It's alright.
Um, but uh,
You mean TD?
naturally,
You
TD.
mean you
Anyway,
mean RBC? Sorry. You mean RBC?
of course, no, I mean HSBC. What are you talking about?
CIBC. Okay. I got you.
Okay. Anyway,
It's
because
actually Chase.
well, now, because everyone is working from home. If everyone were to get on the VPN at the same time, it would crash. So we're all told, unless we're a business critical user, which I'm definitely not, that we're not allowed to actually go on a VPN between 9 to 5. And as a matter of fact, my VPN gets blocked between those hours.
So you have to work
So
after hours?
I'm just working all the time, but I'm working at like a quarter capacity. It's very weird. So I wake up every morning
Yeah.
at like what was normally the usual time, which was like 7:45, 8, and I check my phone to make sure I didn't get any emails overnight because people are working at all times of the day now. And then I download whatever I need, answer whatever emails I need on the server. I also have work like emails on my phone, but I don't have access, like I can't open links from my phone. So I have to wake up early, make sure I'm connected and know what's going on. And then between 9 to 5, I have to basically be on email to answer any questions or do whatever work I can. Because I work on the analytics team, so we do a lot of work with Adobe Analytics, and I don't actually have to be hooked up to the network for that. Um, but all the like web pages that tell me where my work is, I do have to be connected to the network for. So it's a very weird balance. And then after 5 p.m., I can get back on the network. So I have to do a bit of work at 5 p.m. when I can get back on the network.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of working from like 8 through 6 through now. I just got an email at 9:45, and I'm going to check it. Like when we get off this call, I'm going to check it and I'm going to see what I can do about it on the servers. But I'm kind of working like almost 12 or 16 hours a day, but I'm working at like a quarter capacity. It's really, really, really weird. But I don't really care because I'm getting paid. And even while I'm working and I'm kind of just sitting here waiting for emails to come in while I can't do anything else, I'm just shiny hunting on Pokemon Sword.
Wait, so how can you clock in hours for that? Like, do you just work like
I'm
18 hours a
salary.
day?
I'm
Oh, never
salary.
mind. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty like as look, I'd be annoyed, But like, I understand you're doing the best you can with it.
Like I'm not. Yeah. So it's kind of annoying, but I'm not complaining. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like I mean, hey, you're working. Some people don't get
Exactly.
it, don't even get to work, right? So
Exactly.
a couple of my
Exactly.
friends, like a couple days ago, they were like, "Yeah, officially my store is closed, and like I don't know what I'm gonna do." And I'm like, you're right. I don't know what you're gonna do."
Yeah, and also because one, I work at a bank. Two, I'm like fairly financially fluent, if that makes sense. Like I know about stocks and all that stuff, and I'm invested. And three, because I'm in a very financial family, the news is on in my house
You're for sure.
24/7.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I just
And
leave
it's
it
but
running.
like it's not even the news, it's the financial news. So I just have stocks flying across my face
Have you
24/7.
have you made any money?
No, I've lost. I've lost a lot.
Oh man.
Because I was reasonably I the way taxes work, at least in Canada, is you have like a $6,000 limit on your tax-free savings account every year, and
Yep.
I had moved stuff in there when the stock started dipping, when it dipped like 3-4%
Mhm.
in the first couple days. So either way, like I still in the long run will make money. And then now I'm pushing in every week, but since I've put in, the stock's dipped like another 10-15%.
Yeah,
Um,
I read some stuff yesterday and today, and I was like, "Oh my God, if I'd only put money in this." Like, I'm actually super upset. There were some things that were like 8 times increase, and I was like, if I just put $100 in there, that'd be like 2 cases. I'm so upset that I didn't just put
Yeah, like
money in.
Zoom, the video share company, or like
Yeah,
the Skype equivalent, has like doubled its stock price or something dumb like that.
Blue Apron from last week went from $2 a share to 18.
Did it actually? That's
Yeah,
hilarious. I didn't
and
hear
then
that
it
one.
and then it went down. Like today, I checked it. It went down in 3 days, back to 12. And it's like all those like food companies and like, oh my God, it's just
Yeah,
so
everything's
like,
super volatile right now.
yeah. And it's like you could like put it in for a day and wait a day plus, and then pull it out, and then be like, fine.
But the problem with that is like there's no real logic to it. It'd be the equivalent of buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards and hoping that a random spike happens for a day for almost no
Yeah.
good reason.
Yeah, you just gotta. I can't. This is illegal. I can't even. I can't even say what I'm gonna say.
No, you got to try
Never
to
mind.
time the market, which is
No.
perfectly. You're trying to say more, yeah.
Yeah, you go to your friend Team Samurai X1 and you're like, "Hey, you should put out a deck profile that says you should really buy this card." And then
Sure,
everyone will buy that card and
but
the
it's very
price will
hard to
go
do
up.
that with the stock market, right?
Not really. Blue Apron isn't the only company that is doing this, right? Like Good Food, a lot of companies that do sell food or food delivery services that come to your house are like they're rising, right? And like surprisingly, companies like Uber and Lyft aren't going up, even though like Uber sustains their like Uber Eats delivery service. Like I'm
Delivery
amazed.
fee right now on it too.
Okay, but
Yeah.
Uber's a really dumb company. You know that company
Yes.
is worth billions of dollars and it's never made a profit?
Yeah, well, that's because they have lots of problems. There's still
No, no, no,
yes, it's
no.
worth a lot.
That's the business plan. Their
I
business
mean,
plan is literally don't make money ever. Just pump a fuck ton of advertisement into the market and make people think we're a big deal. And then because we're a big deal, eventually it'll just turn into money. That's what
yeah,
Amazon did. For a long time, Amazon did not make any money, and then when people started relying on Amazon for their like day-to-day life because they got so used to it, then Amazon started making a killing. But for a long time, Amazon was just running like millions of dollars of losses every year, and they were just fully okay with it. And Uber's doing the exact same thing. The difference between Uber and Amazon is Amazon was like spending money on like warehouses and stuff, whereas Uber's not spending the money anywhere. Like Lyft can just do the same thing for basically no overhead,
hmm.
right? Like no one can reconstruct Amazon's warehouses, whereas anyone can reconstruct Uber's rideshare. It's a fucking app.
Yeah.
Speaking of freaking Amazon, just to be clear, we branched really far from like I know we were talking about like what I was doing, and then we got to what you were doing, but
Well,
you guys have toilet paper, right?
yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Alright.
My mom
Alright.
ventured out actually today. She went for a Loblaws run. She didn't even pick up toilet paper. She had from a couple weeks ago. Apparently there was a sale at Costco or something like 2 weeks before this all happened. So she just happened to buy like a reasonable amount of toilet paper because it was
Yeah,
on sale.
we picked up two off of the last like skid that I witnessed people like running in for at Costco.
Also, I'm gonna say this. why is toilet paper your go-to? You're stuck at home.
We
Just
talked
get in the
about this
fucking
already.
shower.
We talked. Well, no, it was toilet paper was the choice because people don't like. Yes, I know you can just like get in the shower and wipe your ass, but like toilet paper
You
can't be
need to wipe it.
reproduced. Okay,
You
yeah,
don't need to
sure,
wipe it. You just fucking
sure.
let the water run.
Yeah, but the assumption isn't that you're not gonna need it. The assumption is why would I run out of this like this thing that literally can't be reproduced? It's like I'm not I'm not arguing that I believe this. Okay, don't think that I'm one of these people. I just got toilet paper because I was out of toilet paper at the time, and I didn't think
Yeah.
the world was gonna end. But here we are, right? Where we're progressively like moving slower and slower closer to the world ending. That essentially or eventually we're not gonna need or we're gonna need things to do that with. And yeah, sure, like I could hop in the shower, but like I'd rather have toilet paper. And I'm not like I must have this particular toilet paper. I'll use tissue, I'll use freaking paper towel, and then if it gets to it, I'll use a friggin' towel before I fucking just like hop in the shower. I don't know, it's just something I've never really done.
Yeah, obviously. Like, no one's ever done it, but, like, I'd go for the canned foods first. Like, if you think the world's
Yeah,
gonna...
oh yeah, for sure. We still got food. But I just thought it was funny.
Nowhere sold out of soap.
Yeah, that too. Like, why buy
Yeah,
why
that's
buy
so
the
weird.
Purell over the soap?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
people are
right.
stupid.
Mm.
Well, they're not stupid. They just believe that's what's gonna that's what's gonna help. And Purell is instant. You can use it all the time. I need a fucking sink to wash my hand in my car.
Man,
you
if
know?
only you were stuck
But
in
the
your
idea is
house
that,
permanently.
Yeah, the idea that you're self-isolated, so you're not going
Well,
anywhere. So you have your
I'm not
sink.
at the time. I wasn't self-isolated. I wouldn't have purchased extra soap because I wasn't self-isolated. Now it's like, yeah, but like I didn't run out of. I'm not running out of soap because it doesn't run out as quickly as wiping my ass does. You know how many times I shit?
I hope you wash your hands more than you shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
No. Equivalent. Well, yes, more than you should. Never mind.
Yeah, more than you should.
Whoa.
You don't have to wash your hands after you shit now.
What?
Yeah, it's I was saying that you don't have to wash your hands after you shit now because it's not like you're going anywhere.
Oh.
Yes, guys. Everyone wash your hands like 4 times a day so you don't get coronavirus. But since you're not leaving your house, do not wipe your hands after you shit. That's gonna smell very pleasant.
Yeah.
Okay, before I add Craig officially to the podcast, Drew, what were you doing this entire time?
Life as usual.
Life as usual.
Huge sigh. Very pissed off. I was just...
Life as usual. Nothing's changed. No, for me, I don't know, just a lot of making videos and a lot of streaming for very, very, very long hours at a time.
but very large audiences.
Yeah, it's been very good. It's been very good.
Has the amount of support changed at all? Like, you obviously have more viewers, but do your usual viewers support you more? Like, do they donate more? Do they?
Oh yeah, are
Yeah,
you noticing
like,
people be
there's
broke
been
or
a
no?
lot- A lot, no, a lot more people. A lot more people have been subbing. And I think that as soon like normally it takes a little while to like start like people come into your stream, but like for me it's like no matter what time this week I've started a stream, it's like instant like 100 to 150 people just show up. I'm just like sick.
Yeah, I was watching
Pretty wild.
a Pokemon speedrunner who has like 1,000 subs, and he was
Yep.
he was saying like, I've been live for 5 minutes, or I've been live for 10 minutes, and we only
And,
have
like,
700 people
Yeah.
in
it's
chat. Like,
crazy.
this is absurd.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been crazy. Definitely been crazy.
Yeah, you really have been
And
doing
it's
a lot
crazier
of
for
hours.
me because there's a massive Destiny expansion that just came out that's got a ton of hype with it. So it's the fact that for my community, everyone's home and there's a massive expansion, so it's like kind of double down.
That's sick.
Double whammy. So it's been really busy but really good, and it's been a lot of fun. So
So
I miss my
relative,
Yu-Gi-Oh. I miss I all the events that were scheduled, and I hope something good happens with them, and something good happens going forward. But it's been also good to get back on the like just super hyper dedicated grind.
so in the Destiny community, what is the relative size of your channel? Are you considered a large Destiny channel or like a relatively small Destiny channel?
I would say it's weird because I would say that I'm like, how would I
I'll tell you right now.
There are
I'll tell you right
there's
now.
some pretty massive channels.
So
There are
like
some
when I
pretty
go into
massive
your
channels.
I
stream,
would
you have like
say
150 viewers around, right? The guy who's like number one on Twitch at any given time playing Destiny has approximately how many viewers?
Drew is
A couple
46th. Drew is 46th.
I mean, that's not. If you're looking at leaderboards, that's not like entirely telling. Like, if you're like follower count, I would say that like
No, just watch
my
time. Just like
channels.
people playing and people watching you. So it's like the active amount total of people watching you, which and you're not wrong. Like you don't have to defend it. You're arguing with people who take up slots above you are like Lupo, Tifu, anyone that's played Destiny 2 in the last like what 7 days.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyone that's played it that has like watch time, that has people that watch them play the game. So like that's still pretty high out of like 20,000 people. So I'll give you the
Yeah,
answer. You're 46 out of 20,000 people,
Nice.
which is
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
fucking high. Like,
I mean, I guess so, but
Okay, but like,
I'd say that like it's. I would say that it's like a medium to large channel because there's some people like in terms of my presence in the community. I think that a lot of people like know who I am at this point.
nice.
Like I would almost say like as a regular name, not to pat myself on the back, but a pretty regular name within the community. My actual channels like YouTube and Twitch, I would say are like moderate large, like in between that, because large channels are like a couple 100,000 to like I want to say high 100,000, maybe nearing million subs for the Destiny
Gotcha.
community. So like as much as I'm very well known within the community, it's still like I want to say I've reached the maximum maybe reach of the core community, if you want to call it that, and then
You haven't got
it's
the casual
like
fan.
not like the casual. Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
got you. So the growth, would you say that your channel's grown 10% over the last week? Like our subs and viewers 10% higher than they were a week ago?
Yeah, I would say that it was like pretty. I don't know. Like I think that I've been getting a lot more viewers, and it's a mix of like it's a mix of the DLC that came out as well as the
Yeah.
as
So
well
the
as the
question is, are the bigger streamers
stuff going on.
growing more than you are because of this? So like you have 150 viewers a stream. Last week you might have had 120 viewers a stream. The biggest guys on Twitch have, we said, what, 2,000 viewers, 4,000 viewers at a time? That's this week. Did they have 3,000 viewers last week, or did they have 3,800 viewers last week?
Sorry, say the last part again.
Are So like this week you have 150 viewers. Last week you could have had 130 viewers.
Yep.
The biggest guys this week have 4,000 viewers. Last
Yep.
week did they have 3,800 viewers, or did they have 3,000 viewers? Are they 25%? Are they like 75% growth, whatever? Or are they going like 10% like you are?
I don't know. Like the thing is I haven't paid enough of attention.
yeah, that's something
I've
that
seen
I
some
say
of
like I just wouldn't know that number. Like it's
That's
hard
fair.
to.
yeah, like I wouldn't know
It's
the
easy to
number
know
well
what you
enough.
have because you see your data. But
Yeah, I
like
figured since
it's-
he's on the website, like literally fucking 12 hours a day, I see when you're live, dude. I follow you.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I would say
I
that
figured you
like
might have caught it.
I mean, like the thing is, it's weird because the part of like the in terms of growth in Destiny is like it matters whether you are considered more of like a PvE player or PvP player, which is like, are you more into like the raiding or are you more into the competitive multiplayer? And like this DLC that came out is more centered around the competitive multiplayer. So yeah, like I've seen a lot of friends that are more involved in that and get like some people have gotten like a massive boom in viewership. Some of them have stayed around the same, to be honest, and I think my viewership has gone up a little bit. Like it's been, I don't know, like I notice, I do notice a little bit. I think some people have stayed around the same,
Okay.
and some people have gotten some pretty big exponential growth.
Sick.
Yeah. So it's kind of all over the place. I don't really know. So
Good answer.
yeah, it's hard to tell. I just know for myself, like in terms of YouTube is the easiest thing to notice. Like Twitch is kind of like something that like if I have like good viewers, I'm like, hey, awesome, this is great. But it's more like I put in my hours, I put in the time. Obviously I'm playing the game anyway, so I'm gonna stream if I'm playing the game, and I put in the hours to try and of course have the people that follow me have something to watch, and obviously there's people that subscribe so they want to see content. Also interact with people, which is nice. But it's not like I don't pay attention to growth or numbers on Twitch as much as I do YouTube, because YouTube presents it in such a way that's like very easy for me to digest. I know when a video is doing well. I know when a video is not doing well. And I care a little bit more about my growth on YouTube simply because I believe that me me growing my YouTube is the best way to grow my Twitch. As much as like again, I do my diligence, I put in the hours, I grind my time on Twitch, and to give myself the best opportunity for growth always. And of course, all the other things that I just simply enjoy about it. But when I think of growing my Twitch, the best way I believe to grow my Twitch is to actually just grow my YouTube. So I care about my numbers on YouTube a lot more, and yeah, it's easier for me to see those numbers and care about those numbers on YouTube a lot more.
And have YouTube numbers gone up as well because of this?
Oh yeah, all my stuff is up like 200, 300%. I hit 60K today.
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice. That's actually awesome.
Yeah. And again, YouTube presents it in a way that it's like it just shows you the last, for example, 28 days, and I'm able to see like roughly up 300% in like nearly every metric. Or the video I uploaded today compared to my last 10, I can see the performance of it so very clearly. So it's very easy to digest the information. Whereas
This is a Twitch problem.
Kinda,
Yeah, Twitch is
Twitch,
like
I kind of have to go in a little bit, and it's just like I already care a little less. To me, like Twitch is just a lot more about my personal enjoyment and my growth. And of course, I put in the hours to try and take advantage of any growth, but it's a lot more for my own enjoyment and interacting with people that support my content. And YouTube to me is like my more formal, like, hey, I kind of care about my numbers and I want this to grow. I want this to do well, and I see it as my way to grow my Twitch as well.
Mm-hmm.
Has ad revenue changed? Because I'm assuming YouTube's getting less advertisers, or have you not noticed a difference?
I haven't noticed a difference. All my numbers are up.
Yeah, it hasn't affected anything as long as you don't say Corona, COVID, or anything else like that.
I heard they weren't demonetizing that. I heard that
They
was
weren't
My friend
demonetizing
got
people who
demonetized,
were.
right?
They're demonetizing everyone that isn't a supported news channel or someone they believe is good at it. So Phil DeFranco won't get demonetized for it, but there's a select few amount of people that specifically talk about news, and they're using it to counteract people using Corona to create trend and awareness like problems, basically. So everyone will get demonetized if you are not talking about it in a way that is like you're trying to break down the virus or explain it to people in a positive way, or you are part of the supported conclave of people that they believe in. But it actually is like super, super not okay to talk about at all, apparently. And it ruins like all advertising. It's like coronavirus, COVID. There's like 5 words you can't say at all. So like people just added that to the censorship list, and they just like get it removed in their videos. So
yeah,
like
I've been watching. I don't know if you guys know the channels Cowbelly. They just post like meme compilations every day. They're really, really funny. I suggest watching them. But they have like the automated voice read out a lot of the memes as they go by. It's really jokes, but they always bleep it out for COVID. And then I was listening to another content creator who streams Pokemon Sword. I believe he's the biggest Pokemon streamer. His name is A-Drive. Also check him out. I really enjoy his content. But he was saying that he put COVID in one of his recent videos and it did not get demonetized.
yeah, it's I mean it's tough, right? Like it depends. But what I've seen publicly is that it's not good to talk about. Because it's not even like you're losing advertisers. They just don't want you to put it in there. It's like there are other words you can't use. We're not monetized right now, so it doesn't matter. But like there are words like you can't. They want you to stay away from, like terrorist and other things, like things where like if you've watched people play Gmod like Trouble in Terrorist Town, they started just calling it TTT because they can't say terrorist in videos that want to get monetized, even though in CSGO you refer to them as terrorists and counter-terrorists. So like they just like YouTube doesn't want that monetized, or ads advertisers don't want that, don't want to be monetizing videos that involve that, or like murder, kill.
Have you seen
like
this?
even
There's a guy who made a YouTube video that's like ASMR reading every demonetizable word in a list.
I haven't seen it, but it sounds
Him
funny.
literally just whispering every word that can get demonetized into the mic.
Wow.
It's funny.
That's wild.
He just leans in and he just goes, Hitler.
But yeah,
But TLDR, I've been just grinding a lot, and
I mean, it shows, dude. It's good. I'm glad that in moments of the world ending that you may see a positive.
I mean, it's definitely feels like this world has gotten, or this my world, if you want to call it that per se, has definitely gotten faster and picked up a lot more rather
That's
than
cool.
slowed down.
That's good. I
Good
mean,
take, boss.
like the best option right now is like having people to watch your content, right? So like, why the fuck not?
Yep.
I was talking to
I'm always
Alyssa.
happy.
Go
You
ahead.
go. You go, Brian.
Fuck you.
Okay.
I was talking to Alyssa about one thing specifically, Drew. I do want to notice is have you noticed a change in viewer like in standard schedule times? Because I know that you're saying you go on whenever. Isn't it now insanely hard to tell when is a good time to upload or go online? Because now it's not like people are at work or people are at home or traveling on the bus or whatever. Like it's just whenever.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm noticing for me what I like the best. It's still I love the early times just because it allows me to um
You still get
I
your
still like
day.
the early times because I feel like I'm not chasing the day. I feel like the people that get up first, the ones that get their video up, of course, not like fucking too early, like middle of the night, but the people that, you know, get their video out, first thing kind of in the morning and got their streams going. I do believe like, kind of early bird gets the worm. That's always the way that it's felt to me, and just because naturally to me I like getting up early. I don't like getting up and feeling like I have to chase the day, and like I like feeling like, yeah, I just grinded for 10 hours and it's only 8 p.m. and now I can enjoy some time and then go to sleep at a reasonable time and feel good about what time I'm waking up and healthy. And I it's the psychologically for me, it's like just not feeling like when I wake up late like I'm chasing the day, like I'm behind. I like
Yeah.
feeling like I'm ahead. So to me, it's I don't know. I'm pretty confident that at this point in time, because of what you said, I can literally upload, or like uploads is like a little different. I'd probably do it mid, like morning ish,
Yeah, you'd still
morning
aim to
midday
catch
ish.
like exactly that for people to catch like the most
Yeah,
eyes. You do it as early as possible,
yeah,
but like you don't hurt like people are still gonna watch it, and it's not like oh
yeah,
3 versus 6 or 5 versus 2, right? Because like no one's at school. Like the whole
yeah.
like even
Exactly.
stream
And like
schedule,
in
it's
terms of
like
live streaming, I can boot up my live stream at any point. Like
yeah, because it's like
I
kids
literally
are home.
started at 12 a.m. the other day, and like
Yeah,
it was
Yeah,
like,
I saw that actually.
yeah, it was like literally like normal.
yeah,
I was almost gonna
cool.
message you like, did you go to bed or not? I wasn't sure.
Nope.
He
My
streamed
sleep
for eight
schedule is like
hours.
it's been all over the place. It's like I've been like hella like I'm literally just waking up at this point, grinding a ton, going to sleep, and when I wake up, I wake up. I'm typically trying to like get up early, like I said, because I just hate the feeling of feeling like I'm behind or chasing the day. And then there's some things in game that come out at certain times, so I have to be on time for that. So for example, tomorrow I need to be on at 1 p.m. 1,000, like earlier than that, 1,000%. But yeah, lately it's just been like I wake up and I do it, and like that day was like I woke up at like I literally like did wake up at like 12 a.m. and it was just like, okay, I'm going to stream now,
When
and
are you
we're gonna
getting
see
your
how
dual
long we
overload
can
case?
go. I have no idea. I have no idea. You know how I am with this stuff, and I don't even know if I want to go outside, and like no one's using the cards anyway, so I'm like, I'm
Dude, I'm thirsty.
probably just
It's
gonna get
right
away.
behind me. It's right behind me. It's watching me. I hate that it's here because
What
it's
is?
watching me. I have Drew's case. Like it's right here.
Oh,
It's right here sealed next to me and I hate that it's here.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not even in a rush because it's like no one's playing the game right now. It's just
Yeah, but I want to open it. I want to open it
I
so
mean,
fucking
sure.
bad. No, I'm not going to. I'll
Uh,
wait. It doesn't change what's
yeah,
in it. I don't give a fuck.
yeah. It's so weird to me because again, the whole game is just it really is like the worst. I mean, not there's definitely very bad things there, but for in terms of like, I feel like this is the worst thing that could happen to something like a card game.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
absolutely.
it's based on social interaction. It's
'Cause-
so bad. Like
So
everything.
this is what's crazy to me, right? I was talking about this with Ray, who owns Game Nation. I'm probably talking to him about this a week before this all happened. I remember saying, what I love about this game
It's
is
been a week.
it
I
was
swear
like a
it's
week
been
before this all happened, so like 2 weeks ago. It was just, like it was probably the day of the case tournament, if not like the day before the case tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
It doesn't
I
matter.
remember telling him what I love about this game is if you go 2 weeks without seeing somebody, that's a long time. Like when I tell my friends at work that I was hanging out with my buddies, I hang out with my buddies like 4 times a week or like 3 times a week because I go to locals like 3 times a week. I see Drew, I see you guys, I see Mark, I see
Yep.
I see friends, right? And now I'm in self isolation. I don't see those people. So last night I got on a call with a bunch of people just in a Yu-Gi-Oh group chat, and we just spoke about stuff that wasn't Yu-Gi-Oh because we're so used to just shooting the shit for 2 to 3 hours, like 3 times a week, and that's just not happening right now.
Yep.
Yeah, like who knows when I'm gonna see Joe again?
You still have my hat and gloves.
I know they're right here in this bag. I want to give them back to you, but I realize that you're probably just gonna want them thrown away.
Dorian has my sunglasses.
Oh yeah, they're still here too, right next to the
You
hat.
should
I-
have your phone still. Hey there.
I was always very, very precautionary, as you guys
Oh, yeah, he
know,
does.
of like a lot of this stuff. But like when I left like the case tournament and like I even said like I don't know when I'm gonna see you all, like I even said like I don't know when I'm gonna see all you guys again. And that was because of the Destiny DLC. I'm like I'm gonna be grinding.
Yeah.
I did that. But like I didn't think that it would like not that I didn't think like obviously I was very precautious, but I didn't think that it was gonna escalate this much. This
Did you
quickly
get your
at this
prizing?
time. Yeah, no. No.
What's your pricing?
A box of Duel Over. Actually, I didn't even remember, to be honest.
What the
If you did not
heck?
say that to me,
What the?
I would not have remembered.
So you have a case and a box of Duel Overload. Just
Yeah.
so you have 13.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I don't know what I'm getting it, man. I'm not. Fuck, I'm not going outside.
I'll,
No
if I'm
way
passing
I'm
by,
going
I can run up and grab it for you and throw it in the pile.
So we have a buddy that works at 401. It's Milano, and Milano is still working. 401 is still running,
Oh yeah.
and he's telling me if someone goes in and trades in cards, in theory the virus can be on the card.
Only for 24 hours.
I heard that it could stay on cardboard for 2 to 3 days, but whatever.
Plastic is
regardless-
2 to 3.
Oh, the sleeve then. Whatever.
Oh yeah, that
Uh,
makes sense.
Regardless,
Do you sanitize it?
apparently I don't think they sanitize it. They probably do sanitize it. That wasn't mentioned, but they also quarantine the card.
Yeah, you just you just put it
They
in the
leave
box.
the card in a box for 2 to 3 days, and then they put it in the showcase. I'm
Yep.
assuming they sanitize it
Yep.
too, but if it's in the sleeve at least.
Yeah, you just take it out. You put it in like a little plastic thing by itself.
and you leave it there for 2 to 3 days.
Yep.
I think that's really cute.
Yeah, you have to, right? Like who knows?
No,
you
for
gotta
sure you
do.
have to.
That's what you gotta do.
All right, guys, I'm like 500 eggs into this roly-poly. What the fuck?
It's fine. Craig, since you're here and you haven't said much, just say hi and what have you done?
Hello. I actually went to work Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday they sent us home to work from home. Wednesday I had to go in for a meeting, which took like my whole day. Today I just did work, and tomorrow I have to go and inspect a site for auditing. So I have to go out of my house again.
That's kind of nice,
Yeah,
actually.
No, it's awful. Like
No, I'm
everyone
not.
is everyone is
outside.
it's the whole idea is that like I like staying in my house, and so all these people are saying how bad it's like that they're self quarantined and they're all going stir crazy and everyone wants to get outside. I'm like, bro, I'm living my best life right now, fam.
Yeah, exactly.
My mom
Exactly.
is here, and my mom every morning she comes in, she's like, all right, Craig, what do you want for breakfast or lunch? 'Cause
Wow.
she wants to cook
You
for me.
fuck.
She's
That's
super
nice.
bored and wants to cook. She made
Yeah,
guacamole this morning. It was lit.
She made what?
Guacamole.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, because my mom is like a chef. If you guys don't know, my parents have a restaurant in Jamaica, and there was like a really good video about my mom talking about the restaurant and all the things. I
Fucking
cook.
love
So
that
she's like,
video.
yeah, it's a great video. My mom is a gangster, and so
So
she's
are you,
really
Craig.
good kid. She's a really good cook, and every morning she's like, "Ah, what do you want to eat?" Every night she's like, "Ah, what do you want for dinner?" And I'm just like, at home, I do my work. Every like 2 hours, I take a break, play a game of Siege, go back, work for another 2 hours, and just like chilling.
Nice.
You're living the full Japanese like lifestyle right now.
Yeah, this is my ideal, dude. I'm also so glad they didn't let me go because of this corona shit. I'm so glad I still have a
Yeah,
fucking
you only
job.
just
I'm
got
working.
Craig just got a real big boy job.
Yeah, I was gonna
biggest
say you
bunch
started
of-
that job like a week before. or a month before all this.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
skirted in there at the opportune moment.
Yeah,
And
that's a
just for
dream.
the viewers, I got a job at a engineering consultation firm, and so now I work 40 hours a week and use my brain all the time.
So we never followed up. Are you salary? No, you're hourly, right?
I think I'm salary, but I
What do you
submit like
think?
a. So it says that my salary is 40,000 a week. I get paid bi-weekly, and then they gave me like an hourly amount that it was too.
I'm sorry. I know you misspoke, but 40,000 a week sounds lit.
40,000
Yo, can you?
whatever, homie. Oh, whoops.
Yo, Craig, you're totally not. Oh
Yo, Craig's
man.
buying everyone a case. Hold
Yeah,
it.
fuck.
I would. Dog,
Case isn't
mine's
worth
very,
much. That's like worth an hour of your time. You're making 40K
mine's
a
is,
week.
mine's is about that charity lifestyle, bro.
Mm,
Bruv.
okay. Charity
Also,
lifestyle, eh?
yeah. Also, yes, I have toilet paper. Yes, I have rice. No, I'm not afraid of the virus, but
Dude,
I
I
am
need
terrified.
rice.
I'm so scared about getting it because I don't
Why?
want to give it to
Oh,
I don't want to give it to my
you're gonna
family.
kill everybody you know.
Yeah. Like I
I
know I'm
mean,
not dying
you
from
can
it, but I
just
don't want
tell
it to my
you can just
family.
tell them you don't want to go to the thing because of that, right? You know, like anywhere you might have an opportunity to get it, you can be like, my parents live with me, like they're here and they are older, and my grandfather as well, and like they can't require you to do it.
Oh God, I'm so glad Goong's not here. Oh
Yeah,
my
Yo, I'm pretty
God.
sure if you make 40 a week, there's 52 weeks in a year, right?
yeah.
It's ridiculous. If you make 40 a week and there was
It's 2
fucking
mil.
3 weeks in a year, it'd still be a lot. Okay?
40 a week,
If you
52 is
yeah,
2 mil.
if you made 40 a week and there was 3 weeks in a year,
I
that's still
think.
pretty good, you
I might
know?
have fucked up a zero there, to be honest. Hold up.
Fine.
40, 1, 2,
I have my
3 times
calculator on my
50.
desk and I'm not calculating that.
Yeah, it's 2 mil.
13?
It's $2 million. Yikes. Okay.
Also, just take this in for a second. So, for those who don't know, I was a physics major in school. So, around me, and I'm also a Yu-Gi-Oh player. So, around me right now, I have two TI-84s and a TI Nspire, which is literally the TI-84 but on crack.
The colored
And
one?
the colored one that can get Mario on it and graph in
Yeah.
3 dimensions.
I had one of those, not because I paid for it.
One of the TI-84s I paid $10 for because on like the school's free and for sale page, some arts kid was getting rid of it for $10.
Mm.
But
Yeah, I definitely got one by accident.
I did that. Yeah, I did that calculation on my phone, which was kind of lame.
As an engineer, I have my sharp right view calculator that I've had since maybe high school in Jamaica. And
Gross.
it's still going. Is
Oh, I
because
also had a TI-34 next to me. I didn't use
they
that
like
either.
they like hella banned graphing calculators on all my courses. Every course that I went to is like, no, you can't use the graphing calculator. No, you can't use one. No, you can't use one.
Yeah, 'cause it's cheats.
Yeah, it's literally cheats. So I never got to use one, so I never had to buy one.
Yep.
And oh shit, this is not a part of this.
Okay. All right.
How long has the podcast been going?
We're just at an hour, so we'll go a little longer. Just a little bit.
A little tad.
What? I won't get too much into the virus, but like, since we've done everything other than talk about Yu-Gi-Oh. What is your expectation timeline for like the season? Assuming that like things kind of plateau over the next couple weeks.
Oh,
Oh
you
no,
know
I
what
have
happened?
information. Okay, sure. And then I actually have a point to talk about.
Okay, I was this is a point to talk about. So when Nats got announced, I checked the flights and it was something like it was either 400 each way or 400 round trip to get to Florida
It
from
was
here.
round trip, round trip.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so it was 400 round trip. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll get this. I have my invite. There's no way I'm not going to Florida, right? There's definitely not going to be an epidemic. So I tracked the flight. So now I'm getting email notifications. The flight is like $350 round trip
Yeah,
to Orlando right now.
I had a listing for $48 a week ago.
To go to Florida
And back.
for $48. The weekend of Nats.
Yeah. It was
For
but
$48, I would very much consider just buying it.
I know, I did. But I didn't get it. It just didn't seem like I just looking at the state of everything right now, I like truly they're just gonna move the date and it's gonna fuck me. Like I'm gonna have a $48 flight and they're gonna push Nats like 2 weeks. And I'm gonna
But
The
like
fun-
for example, if they move Nats 2 weeks, Like, just go to Florida twice. It's $48.
I know. I just no.
The
Just
only
didn't want.
question is, do you want to go to Florida for a weekend? And two, will you be able to go to Florida for the weekend? Because at this point, we don't actually know.
Yeah, that's my main concern
But
was
like, if Nats actually happens,
I'm I'm not going nowhere without like this stuff clearing up. To be honest,
yeah,
yeah, like
naturally.
fully.
my
The
my girlfriend's friend came back and from Florida and apparently is having symptoms.
mhm.
So definitely a yikes.
Yeah, like I know I watched a guy who streams and he apparently already had it. Like the thing is like when we came back from Montreal, that sickness that I got that started like my cough and everything, like even the last podcast, the one that I was like stifling, there's a chance that I had corona.
I don't think so,
But
dude. It wasn't in
but
Canada at that point.
yeah, no, it was well here. The problem is like a lot of people had it
I
like in
wonder if I
January.
did. What if I did?
Yeah, like a lot of people had it in January and like they just survived it, right? So it's like one of those things where we'll never really know and
No, there's
like
no way.
and
So
like
hold on. Everyone
as
knows that most people are surviving it, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Everyone
yeah,
knows
yeah.
the worry is just one, if too many people get too sick at the same time, even if they're not going to die, there's not enough hospital beds, and two, the old people are going to die, and the little kids. But there's no way you guys had it if you both had it, because neither of you traveled around January
We
outside
traveled
of the country.
together. No, we traveled
Not
together. We
Bro, I
got
got
it
sick right
if
after.
we
I
both
was
got
sick
sick like right after Montreal. So
but hold up. We were
assuming
in like a fairly remote area of New York.
yes. No, you're talking about New York. We're talking about Montreal. It was before like that.
Okay, hold up. This was what, January?
No, this was like
No, this was
uh,
Super Bowl weekend.
yeah, so like February,
Okay.
last week
Super
of
Bowl
January.
weekend. Super Bowl weekend, yeah.
Okay,
It was the
so
one I
let's
didn't go with you.
we don't have to yeah, we don't have to break it down. Assuming we don't have it. What I'm saying is like even like the only way to tell
I
is
feel
if
like
I give
it
it
would have spread, dude. It
yeah,
would've-
Yeah,
the
exactly.
only
That's
way to
what
tell
it
is like
would've
you would have
spread,
given it to like everyone you knew. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
like literally, like going to
apparently
locals and stuff like that too. Yeah.
apparently Vegas was really hot for it. It still is, which is why like they're not even letting people leave. And Florida. So it's like of the two places that are like super spicy with it right now and have been for like the past 2 months, it's those two places. And if you I mean you know people that came to and from Vegas. So like I just I agree that right now it's one of those things that's just like I'm just gonna keep doing what I do and like hope that it resolves. The only complication I have is like right now, like every day, yeah, I'm watching those stupid Trudeau things and I'm like waiting for Doug to just tell me that I don't have to pay rent for a couple months so that I can just like chill out. Because the closer we get to like the longer this goes, the more problematic it becomes. And it's not like we're not on the upswing yet. We're not even close. So like I don't really know what's happening. And that's the worst part about what's happening right now is that like you guys get to work and stuff and that's fine. Like that's totally okay. I'm not giving you shit. But like some people can't work right now. And like there's no upswing, but like they're not stopping everything. They stopped my student loans. I don't get a call every day anymore about bless you about me not paying for shit. Right? Like I don't get bothered by anyone these days about like not paying for something, but like it's only been a month. And all the stuff that comes out on the first is coming out still, and no one's told them to stop. But if you have a house, you don't have to pay your mortgage though, so good for you.
Yeah.
So hopefully like tomorrow or the next day we get some better answers on like that kind of shit. Like even
That's
credit card
kinda
payments.
cool. What's actually kind of cool right now is the project I was working on today for work. I work on the analytics team, and what I did today was actually the analytics on the financial assistance forms that CIBC put out earlier today.
You mean
So as
TD?
we're talking, naturally, TD. Sorry, did I
You
misspeak?
mean HSPB?
Yeah, you meant oh right, you meant Chase.
Yeah,
Oh no, tangerine.
naturally. But I'm actually looking at all the statistics, like where people are filling it out, what time they were filling it out, stuff like that. I'm actually looking at it right now. So the thought
So
of
do you
of
have
people-
information? Like I'll cut it out of the podcast, but do you have information that allows me to know like what the banks are doing?
No, I don't.
Okay. Like even just like a heads up, like kind of like, yeah, the banks are letting you just like not pay.
No, the banks are reacting essentially to whatever the government puts out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, everyone's doing the same thing. I don't have anything known more
No.
like until the government or somebody says something. It's between Doug
Yeah.
and Justin. Doug and Justin just tell me what's going on every day, and I'm like, okay, cool, thanks, guys, and I just go back to my daily life.
Yeah.
So that's fair.
But yeah, there's a lot of people. I did think, because you are a contractor for your, I mean, you run your own little consulting company, right?
Yeah,
So I think the government put something into place for people in your situation, because there's
they
obviously no company
Yeah.
hiring
yeah
consultants
they
right
they aim to, but there's nothing yet. So like Trudeau has said it 3 days in a row, but there's no like website. There's no like thing you can apply for. There's nothing to do. So like they keep saying like he gave us the total amount of money yesterday, and it's like, but there's no like link. There's nowhere to go. There's no like next step instruction that says, hey, if you can't get EI, go to this place.
Gotcha.
Right? It's just like you can apply for EI, like people that are like a few of my friends who are like they work service. So like this one girl, she worked at like a ramen shop, and it's like, yeah, you can apply for EI and you're fine because you're a student and like you had a job and they closed because they can't afford to, like the government said they can't be open.
Yeah.
So or a bar, like you can go apply for EI, and like they cut the week down, so like within 2 business days you get your check, like on the standard time and everything, and you get the same amount of money you would get if not a little bit more, and it's like that's guaranteed. But for people like me who are like contractors and like self-employed basically, there's nothing there yet. And he knows, like Trudeau, when he says like there are resources and we're planning on working on it for people like me, it's like, yeah, that makes sense, but like there's nothing there yet. Right?
Gotcha.
So like every day I'm waiting, but like it's the 19th. Like we can talk about this every day, but like at some point someone's going to tell me, yeah, it's going to take a week. So the first is going to come, and it's not like I'm not living like check to check. I have rent, but like it would be nice for them to just pause it.
It would. I think it might happen.
Yeah, like we're really close to them. Just like again, like one day they were like, we're not closing the border, and the next day they're like, oh, we're closing the border. So like if things are changing daily, every 24 hours, then like by all means, I'm happy with it, dude. Like that's fine. This is what I wanted from even Konami in the beginning. Just to bring it back to the cards for a sec, it's like I have been trying, like we've been joking about it, but I've been asking them for weeks, like on Twitter, to be like, can you let me know, because I don't want to find out like the week before I leave and have booked all my trips and everything non-refundable to like.
Shout out to the guys that literally went to Brazil.
I guess you
that's
can
just
shout them
wild.
out.
That's wild.
F's in the chat.
But yeah,
Apparently
that's
they had a great time though. I'm so happy for them that they had a good time. Like apparently they just went out and went sightseeing and had a terrific vacation.
Could you imagine if we did that instead of playing Yu-Gi-Oh? Crazy,
we
right?
we wouldn't be friends if we weren't playing Yu-Gi-Oh. That's the problem.
Dorian, we're friends.
Yeah, see? There you go. That's what I mean.
Dorian,
No,
don't
this
you
is
think
strictly a business
I
relationship.
wanted to be
For me, yeah.
You just never wanted to be my friend.
Yeah, that's true. I never really wanted to be your friend. This is really annoying. I'll tell you guys, I'll spill the beans on this really cool series I've been writing. And I was writing a like legitimate like series, like from scratch series that is filmed and like shot properly. Even if it's like shit, it's shot like from the perspective of storytelling with a narrative of like how Carver Craving started and like got to where it is now. And it's like a side-by-side drama, but it's not a real like it's not real life, but it like parallels how like people got on the team and like the moments of like every moment of where I asked people, or like we had certain moments that did certain things and like certain things came about, and like I was writing it like very temporarily, and I wanted to shoot like simple scenes, like me getting on the phone and being like talking to Cody and being like, so I'm thinking about doing this, do you want to be a part of it, and him saying no at first, right? And then me turning to Craig and also Craig saying no at first, and then being like, you said no first. And so because we weren't like really considering it, and then I had other people who were a part of this and then have left because it wasn't like the thing they wanted to do, or they couldn't control it as well as I allowed them to. And then like Alyssa came in the picture, right? And it's like all of this stuff like actually happened, and like no one knows any of it other than me, and like you guys know a little bit of it now, but it's like I wanted to shoot that, like really shoot it, like picking up the phone and like saying certain things and like not being super dramatic, but just like being dramatic enough that it was like like episodic content. So
I mean, a lot of those phone conversations, I guess you could film.
Nah, but like you gotta shoot it with like light and stuff. It's like a whole thing.
I mean, what the fuck else do you have to do?
But like
Well,
it's
I would
about
still
being
like to
near
say
people.
For the record, that I was on the team first, even before Dorian.
Yes. No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
No.
Uh-huh.
What are you arguing that I took you on as a sponsored player before when I wasn't playing?
Yes.
Yeah. There was a time, but no. We were Cardboard Cravings before then. We just weren't a team.
Okay,
We were a
so-
brand. That was when we went to Montreal with Luke. You were the first attempted sponsored player. Yes.
Yes. And here we are now. Paul.
You took his sponsorship virginity.
Oh yeah, for sure. I even offered him. I said you should go to Dolly's. And Card was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, there was like a point in time. Oh no, I don't want to talk about that. I don't know. Never mind.
we can talk about it sometime.
I don't know if that can go in the podcast, so I gotta not talk about it.
Why?
Just-
Well, you can say it. I'll just cut it out because I don't know what exactly you're not saying.
I remember that time we went to the London or whatever, and we were making jokes that like Ray was gonna take me, and I was just like, no, I can't leave Dorian, and you were just like, no, Craig, you should go if like Ray's seriously offering you, and it was like said that Ray didn't want to take me because I was with you.
Oh yes. This was around Expo time. He told us after. He was
Before
like, yeah, there was a time I was considering Craig, but I thought he was on your team, and at the time it was just Craig and me, and I was like, no, and he's like, well, you guys really had a thing, so like I didn't want to make it weird, and I was like, you should definitely go. I'm like, Craig, if someone ever offers you again, I mean, not anymore now, but
Yeah, because now I
if
don't
anyone, well, you do.
I pretend to.
Dude, you played like one event, got your invite, and I like if the season. Oh, this was my point. The season ends right now. They call Nats a day. We're well past like the vaccine and stuff. There's no chance for me to get a regional. You guys still go. I don't get a chance to go because I didn't get my
LCQ?
invite.
I mean,
Let's-
for $50 flights, just LCQ it. Fuck.
I mean, I guess yeah. I would like me and Cody would just have to do it.
True, actually.
So yeah, but I was like, fuck, if they just cancel, like, because we're gonna run out of time, right?
Yeah, I could have been a Game Nation sponsored player, but here I am now, Pog. No regrets.
That's fine. That can stay on the podcast. So essentially, the thing I was going to talk about was the thing that you guys should have seen that Mark did link is Konami EU and Konami US finally separating.
Yep.
What?
So the scheduling for both the US and in Europe is halting all of their releases, including anything after Duel Overload, basically that was scheduled to come out is not coming out because of like what's happening out there. And over here, they were like, we're not halting anything. Everything's coming out the exact same days, no matter what. And so
I mean,
the argument is,
fairness.
go ahead.
In fairness, the virus is worse in Europe.
Yeah. So like the argument
I
though
wouldn't
is
want
that
to ship to Italy either.
right. So the argument is that if Worlds were to be going on and announced, they will have significantly less time, or sets may not even be released out there, so that the list will be drastically different for both NA and EU, which would then divide the North American ban list and the European ban list, especially down to their product releases. So therefore, should separate, even after this, might separate.
Into
like,
the third region, like
yeah.
OCG, TCG.
They're definitely not doing that. I don't believe that for a second.
So
There's a
the
long
difference.
time where the OCG had a ban list that when they were we had the same ban list, the OCG was like 2 sets ahead of us.
No, I agree, but like this is just for Worlds, right? Like I don't give a fuck. I'm not a Worlds player, but I'm just saying it's the start of a weird situation.
Can do it, anyone can do it.
Also, it was there was another thing. It was there were some spicy things I heard. Basically from that source, that unconfirmed something. Apparently the OCG was really upset that we fucked up Firewall.
We
Like-
fucked up firewall.
We as in US. Apparently they weren't doing the fucked up shit that Firewall was doing when Jesse fucked up Firewall for everyone, or whoever did it. I don't know. I can't say it was Jesse, but it was probably somebody else.
It was
Or
messy.
so Jesse fucked up Firewall with the Trickstar thing, and then the OCG, we banned it before the OCG was even thinking about banning Firewall.
I thought Jesse fucked it up with Goki.
Whatever. It was like well before. It was the Trickstar thing.
I thought Goki was before the Trickster thing, or like they're at the
Same
same
time.
time. Yeah,
Because Firewall came out at the same time Trickstars did.
yeah, he fucked it up with the Goki thing.
Well, whatever
Yep.
it was. Apparently, the OCG was very upset, and they didn't want to ban it.
Oh fuck it, dude, that shit's broken.
Of course not, as an anime card.
Yeah, and they were like really hyped about it, and they didn't want to ban it. They also apparently all of TCG hates Colossus. Like the TCG, like the TCG people, the guys that pick the ban list, they dislike Colossus like hardcore. That's why he didn't go to 1. He's not coming off. He's staying at 3, like at 0.
Good.
Good.
And so it's like super
wait.
upsetty.
So I know none of you guys are Striker players, right? But as a person who played Striker for many years, you guys, have you seen the new Link monster that came out?
Yeah.
Zeke?
Yeah.
It literally says it literally says get rid of Colossus on it. That's what the card says. The card text says get rid of Colossus, and God, it's so late.
Yeah, but like, how are you getting to that card?
You widow something or shark cannon something and link it, and then you like banish, target a card, send it to the
How
graveyard.
are you getting the 3
on
spells
your
engraved?
Huh?
How are you getting the 3 spells engraved for Shark Cannon or whatever?
Widow or normal summon
Anything.
normal
Yeah,
summon
like
and,
Sure, you hard draw the
assuming-
raid, that's a normal.
assuming
other
this
than-
monster exists at the same time as Rose, right? Because Rose is that additional
not
monster.
Not even Rose. Any 2 monsters on the field. So you have like your widows, your shark cannons, you have your ray, you have your area 0, you have your hornet drones. All these things get 2 monsters on the field.
How does Area 0 get you the second monster?
You just pop it. Multi-roll when it was at 3, because this
Oh,
was
okay.
back in those times.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'll give it to you.
Typhoon.
If this card is linked someone, you can target 1 face-up monster in the field, banish it until your opponent's next end phase. Once per turn, target 1 other card you control. This card gains 1,000 attack, then send the targeted card to the graveyard.
So what did I say? I said get rid of Colossus, didn't I?
Yeah, no, I'm just reading it out loud for the sake of the podcast. But yeah, like that's, I didn't even read it until right the second. That's nuts.
Yeah, it literally says get rid of Colossus, and like, it's so lame. It breaks my heart.
Man, it's only as if you had 3 Widowmaker at the time.
Oh man, it's almost
And
like
3
I'm actually
engage.
good at this game.
Damn, dude, that sucks.
And 3, no, you never had 3 upstart. Taking that OCG still has 3 upstart. That card is fucking so good statistically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's. I don't think it's a good card.
What are you talking about? Do the math for 37 cards instead of 40. And then remember there was a deck that literally thrived off having spells engraved. Could you imagine top decking upstart into upstart into upstart into engage?
Can I read a card? I want to know your opinion on this. I'm going to read a card that came out of this set that I want you guys to pay attention to, because I think it'll be very expensive. So it's called Card of Fate. It's a spell. It's a normal spell. Each player chooses 1 card from their deck, then each player combines it with 4 additional random cards chosen from their deck by their opponent, then randomly selects 1 of those 5 cards to reveal and add to their hand. Shuffle the rest back into the deck. You can only activate this card once per turn.
Card's pretty risk.
So it's a higher.
What's the activation condition?
It's just a normal spell. Each player. So this is a.
Card to your hand from your deck, and then you have like a 1
You both
in
do.
6 chance. Or
It's
whatever.
1 in 5. It's 1 in 5. So it's 20% chance of getting the card that you revealed.
Yeah, but then you don't get any
your
card.
opponent just gets a free card?
No,
you get a free card, and they get a free card.
That's bad. That's a
Don't they
neg
shuffle
1.
everything back? Wasn't the last part of it both players shuffle the rest of their cards back in their deck or something?
Yeah, but you both get to add 1. So the only neg to the card is
neg
them
1.
adding a card too.
Yeah, so that's a relative neg 1. You activated a card, and you have a 1 in 5 chance of adding. You're essentially activating Upstart Goblin with a 1 in 5 chance of choosing the card. And your opponent has a 1 in 5 chance of just choosing any card in their deck. If not, they get a free Upstart Goblin. So you activated a card, and you net 1 card plus. Your opponent did not activate a card, and they gain 1 card. Therefore, it is an effective neg 1. Because your opponent now has 1 more card than you do.
I understand what you're saying, but you're adding the negative connotation to it.
Yes, I don't like this card. It's the same reason no one plays 1 Day of Peace. Your opponent gets a card for free.
But this is a 1 in 5 chance of getting any card you want from your deck.
That's fine,
slash
but
it's a free. It's like it's an upstart.
that's 4 out of 5 times your opponent.
A one
Four
in
out of five
five
times
turn,
your opponent's just getting a free card
yeah, the minimum.
at
And it's
minimum.
but it's random.
Yeah, but it's
That's
still
fine, but
hard.
like for example,
Like you can add the brick.
Oh,
yeah.
you
So
can
you could add the brick, but
so
you
have
like
to
let's
hit,
pretend
you have to hit the brick out
I'm
of
gonna
like
make up a
all
dumb
40 of his
situation.
cards.
Okay, I'm gonna make up a dumb situation. You activate this card. Let's say, for example, neither player has any cards in hand. You draw for turn. You activate. You draw this card. You
Mhm.
go activate this card, and you choose fucking Zodiac Barrage. I'm pretending that this is unlimited format or whatever.
Sure.
You choose Barrage. Your opponent chooses Ash.
Feels bad. Could you imagine?
You both hit
Can
the
you
1 in 5. Activate Barrage. Activate Ash. And you don't even know if they have the Ash.
Yeah, you can't even. What if it's just like an ultimate flex where you already had the Ash? What
That
if you wanted
too.
to mess with you?
But like, there's so
I
many
mean, like-
situations. So in Patrick Hoban's book, he says something like, "You're not trying to win every game. You're trying to win as many games as possible." And statistically, this card is not optimal 4 out of 5 times. Like, if you have to choose the card every time, and then your opponent had like a 1 in 5 chance of getting the right card, then maybe you could argue it. And even then, there's a maybe.
Mhm.
But with only a
No, no,
1
no,
in
no, no,
5
no.
chance of
Hold on,
getting the
hold on.
card you want, I don't think this is a very good card.
Hold on. If you had a 100% chance to get whatever card you wanted out of your deck to your hand, and your opponent had a 1 in 5 chance, that card not good?
I think that card is good. I don't think it's.
Any card in your deck.
Give me a situation. Because your opponent, remember, your opponent is getting a free +1.
Any card in your deck.
Your opponent literally gets a free +1 off it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. If the card said you pick any one and then your opponent gets a random card from their deck for free, it's
Like
still a good card.
Goki format, you're doing your full Goki combo. You add the
Soul Charge?
Oh no, Soul Charge.
Yeah, it's good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's very good. But what card are you adding in this format right now?
What's their format right now?
What the fuck is our format right now? We don't know what our format is because it's about to change in like a week.
Gazelle.
Corona format.
We should call it that. This is Corona format, dude.
What other game-winning cards are there right now? What is the other cards in the form deck?
Like, there's a lot of very good cards. Don't get me wrong, but there's no card right now. I don't think. I could be wrong. I could be mistaken. But there's no card right now that I could. Sure,
Oh, what is
it's
that
one of the
card?
7 cards. Literally, if you did that against a Salamangreat deck, you're statistically likely to get a hand trap off that card.
Yeah, that's true.
Like my Salamangreat deck right now has like 13 hand traps in it.
Joe, you're just hardcore dissing my Exodia strategy, and I don't like it. Okay.
Okay, that's fair. I'm sorry.
So like, this card.
I'm like 500 eggs deep into this fucking roll.
This card is purely built and created for the sole purpose for you to select one piece of Exodia and get it, okay? And it's meant to be the card of fate, okay?
Man, you
and
lost
that's
to
what.
Exodia at that regional. Now you want to switch decks, eh?
Look, man, this is just funny. It's just funny because I'm like, I know this is an Exodia card. I can see through it, okay? I know it's an Exodia card. I know it'll be played in that deck. The problem is, like, how often? And then I was also just, like, picking a card to see if I could see some kind of really spike in it.
Yeah,
They banned Colossus, but deck lockdown is at 3 now, so.
Well, jokes.
Cody pulled, like, 7 deck lockdowns in his set.
Is that
Case.
card worth
That's
anything?
hilarious.
Like max like $1, but like people are misunderstanding.
Also, needle fiber is legal now.
Yes.
I actually can't wait for those videos. Those are.
I don't think needle fiber is technically legal.
He's legal. You don't know if he'll
Not
be
really.
legally. You don't know if he'll be able to be
Literally,
played.
You literally are not allowed to play him at a locals right now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can play them on Dueling Book. You can have a Dueling Book tournament, but I guess the format doesn't matter for Dueling Book tournaments. Regardless, I can't wait to see what that card does because I know it's gonna be do some dumb shit.
I hate to.
Yes, I know. We're done. We're done.
I do have to head out, but I rely on you guys to keep up to date with whatever happens. Or
No, it's fine. Let me close it out then. Let me close it
I
out.
have no idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah, neither do I. It's purely like the list and like I said to Mark earlier, like it's
who's
just
gonna be playing, like what's
it's
gonna
just
I don't
yeah,
even
it's
know.
just like whatever the next time I hear about Yu-Gi-Oh, specifically about like when I can play next is when like I truly care. And I'd be stunned if they dropped a ban list on the first while this is all going on. But I imagine they'll just wait. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. Shouts out
Yo, I also
to
got a Tinder match while we were on that
oh
podcast.
my god.
Shout outs to you guys.
Shouts out to Joe. Shouts out to Drew. Shouts out to Craig. Craig, thanks for coming. Feel free to come on like any other time. Just
Holy
let me know.
crap, he's not ugly, guys.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Stay safe. Stay safe. Don't touch anything. Wash your hands. Wash your
Yo,
ass. And
I'm
Havirus
not
says
leaving
send
my
me your
house,
best
so-
and worst pickup lines, but don't tell me
Don't-
which one is which. Guys, in the comment section, I need your best and worst pickup lines, but don't tell me which one is which.
hit her with the don't lick subway poles.